Today we will print flights in triangle in our program, so we will go through the logic to print it. So before we begin, let me show you how a flight triangle looks like. So it's like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 4, sorry, 11, 12, 13, oops, 14, and 15. So this is how a flights triangle looks like. So we will use loops and logics to print this pattern in our program. So before we begin, let's go through it. So first we have uh, the value of n, which will be our total rows. So as you can see here, our total rows are 5. So our n is 5. It means we will print 5 rows. Then we have a count variable whose values will be printed. So these are all count, the values of count. So uh, before we begin, I want to give you one tip. So if you want to print any type of pattern, what you have to do is you have to watch out for rows and columns. So use your outer loop to control the number of rows. So my outer loop will go from 1 to 5, since there are 5 rows. So it will go up to 5. And uh, use your inner loop to control your columns. So now let's examine the columns. So as you can see, there here is a fixed pattern. First it's printing 1, then it's printing 2, then it's printing 3 numbers, then 4, and then 5. So as you can see, here is a pattern. It is increasing by 1 in each iteration. So we know our I will go from 1 to 5. So we can base our columns on the value of I. So for the first iteration, I will be 1. So we will run a loop which will go up to with the value of 1. So it will only execute one time. Next, we will run the loop which will go up to the value of I again. So it will go from 1 to 2. So again, it depends upon the value of I. So whatever the value will be of I, that's the amount of numbers that will be printed in each row. So here is a simple pattern. You can see it. If you focus, all these values depend upon I. Uh, so for each iteration of I, we will go. We will run a for loop. So let's see. So we will be using nested loops to print patterns, since patterns are almost always printed by using nested loops. So here first, suppose I want to print 5 rows. So for my n is 5. So I know my outer for loop will go from I is equal to 1 to I is equal to 5. So it will run from I to 5, 1 to 5. So then value of I will be incremented, of course. Uh, then in the next loop, we know our numbers will go up to I. So the amount of numbers depends upon the value of I. So for the first iteration, as you can see, for the first iteration we only need to print one number. So that's why we are basing it on the value of I. Similarly, for the next row, we need to print only two numbers. So that's why I have based it on the value of I. So our inner loop will go from j is equal to 1 to j is equal to I. So it will run up to uh, 1 to I. So whatever will the value of I. Then I'm printing the value of count, and after printing it, I'm adding an extra space next to it. So each value will have an extra space. So after 1, there will be an additional space, right? Uh, one more thing, I am using print, so it won't print a new line. It will simply print a number, and it will keep printing whatever we print next, like any value. It will keep printing it on the same line. So this whole loop, whatever will be printed by this, will be printed on the same line. Then I'm incrementing the value of count, since we need to increase the count. And then after this loop has finished executing, that our one row is complete. For example, in this case, our this row is complete. Then I need to go to the next row. but before going to next row I have to insert a new line. So that's why after exiting this loop I am using this function to insert a new line, so it helps us in inserting a new line. So that's how insert the new line. Then our loop will go back up and it will run for the second row. So let's dry run our program. So first it will go from first the value of n I will be 1, so it will run from 1 to, so it will enter this loop, and then it will see that value of j is 1. Then it will print the value of count. It will first check that j is less than equal to I. Yes, 1 is equal to 1. Therefore, it will print count, that is 1, then extra space. Then it will add, increment the value of count by 1. And then it will check the condition. It will do the increment. So now j is 2. It will see that j is less than equal to I, that is 1. J is not less than equal to I. So 2 is not less than equal to 1. Therefore, this loop will break. It will print the next line and it will go to the top again. It will do the increment part. Now the value of I is 2. So it will see that 2 is less than equal to 5. Yes, that's true. This condition is true. So it will enter this loop. Again, it will initialize the value of j to 1, and it will see that j is less than equal to 1. That's true. Then it is gonna print count. So originally the value of count was 2, so 2 will be printed next. Then it will add an extra space. Then it will increment the value of count. Right now count is 3. It will come to the top of the loop again. It will increment j. Now j is 2. It will check that 2 is less than or equal to 2. 2 is equal to 2. That's true. So therefore it will run again. It will print the value of count. So count was 3. So it will print 3 with this number after the space. Since we are using the print function doesn't print a new line after executing its code. Then we will increment the value of count, which is 4 now. Then it will go to the top again. It will increment j. Now j is 3. 3 is less than equal to 2. That's false. Then it will exit. Then it will again print a new line. Then again it will increment the value of I, and then it will check whether I is 3 now, so it will see that 3 is less than equal to 5, and it will enter this loop. It will first run for j is equal to 1, then it will print 4, then it will increment the count to 5, then it will again increment j. Now j is 2. 2 is still less than equal to 3. It will again print the value of 5. It will increment count. Now count is 6. It will again check that now 3 is equal to 3. So it is again true. So since j and I both are 3 now, it will print the value of count again, which is 6. And then it will increment the count again. Now it will see that 4 is not less than or equal to 3. Therefore the loop will break. A new line will be printed like here. Now we have a new line. Then in the next iteration 7, 8, 9, 10 will be printed, and 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 will be printed for I is equal to 5. So for each value of so for each iteration of I loop, our inner loop is executed I times. So whatever will be the value of I, it will be the number of execution this loop takes place. So if I is 3, this loop will be executed 3 times. So in this case, our loop is executed. So our outer loop is executed 5 times, and our inner loop is executed. First it executes 1 time, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. So you can add those up. So that's how it works. So that's how we print pattern. You can change the value of n to print as many numbers as you want. Like you can make it 10. So as you can see now, it is printing 10 rows like this. It is printing 10 rows. So you can also take the value of n from the user. So but that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching.